Okay, so I getting it that sometimes you just need to to see other people going through what you are going through and like, okay, we are we are in the same boat. So so those kind of things help. There is a way, there is a way they help you to know what is going on. Now today, what we want to do today is actually is a mixing workshop. So I'm going to be walking you through some of the processes that has worked for me. And by the way, as a matter of introduction, I've been doing this for 20 years. It will be 20 years in September. So somehow, I know what's going on. I and by virtue of training experience, I've operated from the smallest scale sound setup to a very large scale that you can imagine. I mean, many of us know experience concert in Lagos. So I used to work with a company that does that. The company actually trained me professionally in 2011, 2012. So, and by background, I'm an electrical engineer. So somehow I found an intersection between all these things and I developed interest. So I came to Canada to also do electrical engineering masters, but as God will have it, this is what I'm doing now. In fact, I'm just transitioning even full time into this now. So, whatever information you're going to be getting today, I can tell you that 95% they are correct. Let's just leave that 5% to God. You know, those lecturers in those days. And um, so, the things I'm going to be walking through is just so challenging that we don't have. Is it possible we can even trace out the HDMI of this TV? We just need an HDMI feed into something so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Mom? Just send it to me, to my WhatsApp. And if you can check the audio, if the audio is loud enough online. I'm trying to make sure it's loud enough here. So, yep, we will, I think I can send it directly even to the broadcast too, just to boost. All right, okay, yep, it's better. Yeah, I think it's louder now. So, what we're going to be using for the workshop is a pre-recorded multi-track session. It's one of the live recordings I did here. It's actually here in Regina. It's one of the really, really good live recording that I've done. So far, so good. And I took permission from the owners of the project that I'm going to use the session. They said, help us tell people to go on our YouTube to watch. So please remind me by the end of this session to let you know what the YouTube channel is so that you can go and give them a view as well. And yeah, I'm just doing introduction, just trying to let everybody settle down. So in the next 1 hour-ish, or 1.5 hours, I'll be walking you through what the basics of mixing. You will not get everything today. And please, if I'm saying something you don't understand, you can always pause, ask a question. Please, let's ask question. It's from question that people will know, we get to know, to understand better. And the first thing I want to do, before we even start mixing, if you remember when I turned on this microphone, I said, I've not even EQ, I've not done anything. It sounds relatively good, right? So we want this to sound better. Now, I always say this. Your job as a person behind the desk or a sound person or a mixing engineer is essentially to make what sounds good better. And I'm driving towards something there. What that means is that you are not a magician. You are not, you are not, you can't make nothing out of something out of nothing. And the point is, we have to focus on the source. So the Bible says if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So if the source is bad, what can the mixing engineer do? You are not a magician, my brothers and my sister. So the point is, a bad tuned drum, you cannot use EQ to compensate. The person that has bad tone or singing off key, there's no way you can help that person. Even though these days we now have some tools on the board that you can do some pitch correction, they still have limitation. A saxophonist that has bad tone, that has not mastered the craft, you know. And I'm saying all these things because I've seen different things. I've set up in a place that the same setting, one band comes and they didn't sound good. The same setting, another band comes, we didn't touch anything, and it's as if we changed the setting. And people are coming to meet you. What did you do? We didn't do anything. It's just because the people that are giving us the data, they know what they are doing. The source is good. And when we talk about source, we're talking about two major factors: your equipment and your skill. The equipment and the skill. So if the equipment is bad, it doesn't matter how skillful you are. You can still manage, but it's to show. If the equipment is good and you don't have skill, that one is even worse. Do you understand? So we need to understand it. And I need to also quickly say that to have good sound, I know some of us have actually experienced it, that your people, maybe your choir in your church, or maybe one of your church members, or maybe your music director went to another church, and they now came by and said, we went to this church and their sound is good. What can we do to make our sound good? What they did not know is that there are at least 4 major factors that contribute to good sound. I said at least 4 major factors. 50% or 2 out of those 4 are human factor. The remaining 2 are non-human factor. So the first factor that is human is the person behind the board. This is where we all come into play. So let's start from us first. So is how skillful the person on the board is. Now, the things I'm going to be walking us through, if I want to mix and I want to enter into my element of mixing, I might not mix that way. And this is the reason. Because I'm dealing with essentially volunteers. So we want to make it as simple as possible, as easy as possible to get the best result. I'm still probably, if we have time, show some things just to give you an idea that, okay, there are a lot of possibilities. There are different ways to get a good mix on a board. But the basics are still very important. If you understand the basics, it's like a painter. You know the basis of painting. You can paint anything. That will be good. So if you understand the basics, you can take that basics and use it to create a good mix, whichever way. So first factor is the skill, the mixing person, the person that is mixing. The second human factor is the musician that is playing, the person that is singing, the person that is playing the piano, the person that is playing the bass guitar. And, 2 people can play the same bass guitar for you, and they will sound different. I have seen it times and times. Some people have good touch. You play bass. So you'll be able to also even acknowledge that there are some people that their touch on the bass is just, they've not mastered the rudiment of those touches. And when they play, it shows. Some people, when they play drums, their tone on the drum, the way they play, the way they hit the drum head, is not giving you the best it could give you. In that case, there is absolutely nothing you can. All you can do is just to dialogue that, okay, can we do something to it? So, those two human factors. The person behind the board, the skill, and the person that is playing the musician, right?
I can relate to what you just said.
Okay.
I got into trouble recently. So there was a program in my place, and then the keyboardist that came, when he took over the keyboard, it was totally different.
Different.
And then jokingly, I just told the guy playing the keyboard that, why are you like romancing your keyboard? Like when this man took over, it was different. So that was what I said.
you, I was listening to somebody yesterday,
And it
and
jumps another issue.
the person says something that wisdom is profitable to direct. When we are dealing with our musicians, choir, it can be frustrating. I can tell you, I have been frustrated many times. But I forgot to mention something that one of the things you need behind the board is you need the Holy Spirit. You need you need to allow that Holy Spirit to walk through you with patience and understanding and meekness. Because sometimes you just see that. Sometimes you see that these people are the problem. But, wisdom is profitable to direct. So don't let's open that can. What was I saying? So we've talked about the two factors. The other two other factor are the non-human factor. The one of them is the acoustic of the room. And what's the acoustic of the room? It's how your room responds to the sound that is coming out. Now, this same setting that I did here, that we have here, if I take it to another room, it's most likely going to sound differently. Do you understand? First of all, we have high roof here, which can be good and can be bad sometimes. We have concrete walls. It can be good, it can be bad. Do you understand? What else do we have? We have carpet floor, which is good. Carpet floor it's going to absorb some reflections. And so the way your room interact with the sound, that's the acoustic. And that's the first way we're going to start our mixing from. So I'm going to tune the speaker. I'm going to EQ the PA to the room. And I'll just show you what that looks like what it means. The only thing is that we can see. Is it possible? Where is the camera organ? I'll put some light on this. It looks a little bit dark. If you can make it brighter, anybody that can help us. But if you can't, we'll just manage it that way. The ISO, yeah. But somebody has to go up to. I don't want. I think the shot is good like this. I really like it. If we can get it. If we can't, we'll manage it that way. And I also want to do something to make this the big shot, and then to put me on the corner like this. It's like this now. This, yeah. So we just need to know which one should we put there. Are we good online?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it will be camera 3.
Oh, you need the link, right? Just give me a minute. I can get the link up to you. So the field is camera 3. And no, that is not what we're doing. It's super source, yes. Box 1 is, yeah, box 1 we put camera 3 there. So, and then, careful. No, it's okay. This thing is still loading. Okay. And
Clean up the storage.
the storage. Okay. Yeah. That will be helpful. And box 2. This camera. Let's put camera 3 there. Yes, sir.
Shut this door.
We should shut it.
Yeah, she wants to clean and she's asking if she can shut it.
Yes, I believe so. So there's going to be vacuum, right? Oh, that's going to be a bit challenging, but okay. Okay. I like that you are the one bringing the.
When it comes to using loop,
Okay. Okay.
most times the sound gets muddled up. So
Okay.
on several occasions, I will try to isolate what everyone is playing with the loop, and it's like everyone is playing off key, like playing nonsense, if I even say, because there is a loop, and so
Okay.
it makes the sound stop. Is there any way to make things better?
Usually, at least to get good sound from loop, the most ideal or most appropriate way to do it is to get your sound through a sound card. If you're playing back through a phone or a computer jack, it's not necessarily ideal. You are prone to get some pick up some interference through the cable. The second thing is the quality of the musicians that are using the loop as well. That what I've discovered with many musicians in our climb is that most people are, for lack of better word, most people are partially deaf in the sense that they don't respond to some frequency. So they would think that the thing is not loud enough. No, that's the truth. And if you're a musician, one of the standards is that you go for yearly hear check so that you will know where you stand. Because we have audio spectrum is between 20 hertz and 20 kilohertz. Sometimes, if you've overexposed your ear to some certain harsh frequency, your ear will not be responsive to those frequencies anymore. And if you're not hearing those frequencies, you are not hearing the full spectrum. So you would think it's not loud enough. So that's why, for most smaller churches, I encourage them just give them hearing here. If you want to damage your hair, just don't damage our hair. just keep it to yourself. Something like that. And the other thing is also that, you know, mixing in here is also like an act or a skill. There is a way you mix your in here that you create space in the mix because the purpose of the in here for musicians is to be able to hear themselves first and to be able to follow the groove, to follow the music, to play along with the music, right? I play a little bit of music instrument, so it at least it helps me a little bit, and we're going to also get there. Hopefully, if I remember that. So the challenge might be the connection, how the loop is connected. Number one. So if that is sorted out, then how is the mix in the in here? Because that's also a very important factor. Okay. So if that is the case, they don't want to use the in here. Is
Is the loop coming out from
The
your
loop is coming out from the DC.
from the
are you is it coming out from the
subwoofer.
I want to ask
Okay.
because you see some musicians will say they want to there are some loops that has kick little kick
That has low hand.
now a musician will tell you I want to hear that kick
Okay.
That they want to follow. Most times they say they want to follow the loop. They want specific.
all you need in a loop is
Wake up, sir.
to get a metronome
Yeah, the timing.
a metronome you don't need I don't need to hear gig 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 in a loop I just need that maybe a clap pa 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 that's a metronome that's like a tempo that will guide me to either play the bass on a groove or I'm playing a drum set
Drums.
or you know that kind of
No,
thing.
the loop is not coming out from the.
If it's not coming out, you should be able to mix it well, and everybody will enjoy it.
So, I mean, I think we'll get into that. We're still at introduction. We have not. We need to mix today. Today, we are here to mix, but this thing is not loading. The flash you gave me to is not reading, but oh, I'll just switch today. We won't record since we are on YouTube. I think I will trust that will be enough because I already had it set up before, and it's sorry. Let me just move this to the second computer. That's why I came with two computers, so to have redundancy. this kind of work we do, sometimes technology can want to decide to deal with you, but I'm always prepared for it. Okay, yeah, so we'll have sound now. But like I said, so let's tune this room. Now, when we want to tune the room, welcome, sir. What's your name, sir? Yahudo. From which church, sir? Yeah, our host. Ah, we're already in your house. You're just coming, sir. You're welcome. We need help. Is it possible? We want to send a feed to that screen. Are you able to help us? Yeah, all we just need is just put HDMI and send it to it. Is that something you can help us turn it on and help us? The idea is so that whatever I'm doing here, people can see it on the screen. And yeah. Sir? What's that? Here. So we should, can we try this one then? Yeah, it's closer. Bro, Udo, is it possible? Can we use this one? It's the same thing, the same feed. Okay, yeah. If that's the case, that works. Okay. See, that's why I usually believe in the concept of the two good heads better than one, because everybody has a blind spot. So, okay, I think this should be fine. So let's tune the room. Now, the kind of mixers we brought today, which we've not connected them together, these mixers can be connected to each other. All the signal I'm getting into this mixer, I can send them to this, and I can also send them to this, and you'll be getting the same signal. And we're going to do that because we're going to divide ourselves into 3 groups, and we'll do practical mixing, and we'll see we'll see which group has a better mix. So all of us will listen to it, and we'll be the judge. Is that okay? Now, in Saskatoon, we did Saskatoon last month, July 4th, and what I realized that most of the group couldn't get out any mix. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you a secret. Okay, I have some people here that actually can mix. So if they're in your group, they are cheats. They're like Messi in a team. Sorry, I'm a Messi fan, so that's just by the way. Okay, so let's see if we can put this one. Hopefully this works. This is the source. Good, okay. And we're going to set out, there's a way to set, okay, yep. Where to set output. This is multi-source. No, it's not this one. When you're doing, okay, output. So output 2, we'll put it on camera 4. Let me know when if you have something. Okay. What was I saying? Mr. Shege? Group, okay, so we'll divide ourselves into group. So to tune this, we use what we call pink noise. And I will not go into the details of why we use pink noise. The reason is that there is a science, there are some technical jargons in that. But why we use pink noise is because pink noise relatively will give us flat frequency, what we call flat frequency response across the whole spectrum. So when I'm saying frequency, when we're dealing with sound, we're dealing with amplitude and frequency. Amplitude just means essentially in a layman's language volume. But frequency, I'm trying to see the layman language to explain it. Frequency basically means the number of cycles per second. Like how frequent something happens. English, right? Now, the audio spectrum is between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That means 20 hertz means the thing moved 20 times in 1 second. And 20,000 hertz means it moves 20,000 times in 1 second. I'm just giving you something to picture. But ideally, in the practical sense, none of us can hear how 20 hertz sounds. None of us can hear how 20,000 hertz sounds. But I think our hearing usually starts from around, some people can hear 30, some people can hear 40. But you see that kick, the fundamental frequency of kick is usually between, depending on how they tune the drum, between 50, 60, 65, 70 hertz. So if you are in a church and you are hearing some humming sound, it's most likely what you are hearing is 60 hertz. Because in Canada here, the frequency of power, electricity, is 60. In Nigeria, it's 50. So sometimes those frequencies also seep into your system. That's why sometimes we use a power conditioner. Some people use like something that will filter out that thing out of your system. So, what took me here is pink noise. So I want to set up a pink noise. I'll play pink noise into the system, and then I will insert what we call a graphic EQ into my main PA bus. I'm just explaining because we don't yet have. It's not coming. Yeah, you should have something. I've already sent in its camera form. It's either the cable is bad. I don't trust that cable because it's saying there's no signal. So if we can try another cable. Let's try another cable. Yeah. I don't trust. That was the bad one. Okay, which one is the good one? Can you help us with the good one? So you should have something now. So that's what I'm just trying to describe what I'm trying to do. But you will hear something now. It's not a voice behind you, but you will hear pink noise. Okay. Why pink noise? I just explained that pink noise has so we have pink noise, we have white noise. Some people also use frequency sweep. The frequency sweep it will go from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So you hear how each frequency sounds. They use it to test speakers. So pink noise is because pink noise has relative flat frequency response. That's just a technical jargon that is when you hear the pink noise, you will know what pink noise is. So don't worry. He is asking because he's a technical person. So let's the English as pink. Okay, so there is also sine wave. Yeah, so we have pink noise. This little one is already there. Okay, in the video. Okay, that's too much. Pink noise. Level is too high. Okay, so that's how pink noise sounds like. Now, because I've been doing this over years, so I know what I'm listening to. I know what I'm looking for. I know how it should sound. I'm familiar with it. But for people that are just starting, we use what we call spectrum analyzer. And I was in an event with some other colleague. They just showed me this app that also can help to spectrum analyzer. What's the name of the? Okay, sound analyzer. That can just give you an idea. It's not accurate, but it can give you an idea of what you are looking for, what to take out, what to add. Usually, when we are EQing PA to the room, we take out. We don't usually add. Because how the way this room is that there are some frequencies that are going to be more problematic than other frequencies. So what we are doing when we are EQing the PA to the room is we're trying to locate those frequencies and take them out so that we can have a cleaner sound or a more balanced sound. Because if you have frequencies that have tendency, as I'm speaking now and I'm hearing the reflections in the wall, I can easily predict, okay, this is, oh, it's coming. Yeah, good. Perfect. This one. So we have here, but we don't have here. Okay. Okay, let's use that one. Yeah. So this is the app. I don't know if you can see my phone. Yeah. Sound analyzer. Just go to Google. You have plenty of them. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah. So, so what we're doing is we want to EQ the PA to the room because that's the, and you will see the before and after. You hear the difference. So let's play our pink noise. Okay. So I'm also conscious of the people online, so I'm trying to just balance between the two. Anyways, so when I look at this app, it actually looks relatively flat from what I can see here. I think, and you know, when we started, if you were here when we started, I said, I think this room actually responds well to this speaker. Like, but I'll still check anyways. So what I would do is I will go to the boss, what is feeding the PA. Here I'm using the matrix, and I will insert a graphic EQ into that boss. And so I usually use a 31 band graphic EQ. This is what a 31 band graphic EQ looks like. Let me adjust this to see. Just want to make sure that my music is coming in. Yep, it's coming in. Sorry, that was loud. These speakers can actually be loud. Did you hear that? And what's that? Yeah, so let's take out this. So I've inserted this, and I will go back to my pink noise. I put pink noise. That's the 50 Hertz. So you see, I boosted the 50 Hertz to hear how it responds in the room. And it sounds okay. And because what I'm also doing, is I'm not driving my top and sub separately. It's a full range system. You know, Austin sent me a video. I was in a training last year in the workshop, and I asked that question because I've come from the school of thought of driving the sub with an auxiliary bus because it gives you flexibility or something. But different things with different. I still do that, but I'm tending more of even driving my bus through a matrix now. I know I'm speaking Greek to some people, but just trust me, we'll get somewhere. we are moving somewhere. Some people are getting it, some people are still, what's this guy talking about? But the reason why I said that is this is a full range system, and I want to treat them. So all I sent from the mixer is just a left and right, and I want to tune the system with that. And you will see that number one is the reason why I would recommend that is it's relatively easier, it's simpler to manage, especially for volunteers. Now, by the time we finish tuning this system, you might not hear, if you listen critically to what I'm saying, you can hear some frequencies reflecting. I can hear that reflection if you know what I'm talking about. So by the time we finish tuning, we shouldn't see that. This camera is, maybe because my hand is moving, so it's focus. It's not focusing right. Anyways, I hope it focus. Yeah, focus. Yeah. Okay. So I will try not to move my hand too much. So let's go back and so you see that some frequencies give me more response. So that shows that that frequency reflects more in this room. It's a more problematic frequency, so I cut it more in this room. That one is still okay. Yeah, that's another very ash one. Now, if you look at the one that are ash, you see that I will do some explanation later. And you notice that by the time we get to 16K, you can't hear it well. It's already getting to the highest end, so it's hard to perceive it. You can't even hear out that 20 sound. You can just hear it faintly. Yeah. So hear the difference. So I've taken out the EQ now. I've added the EQ. Can somebody tell me what the difference is? Just listening to it. Listen to. Listen to it again. The EQ is there now. I've taken out the EQ. This is without EQ. This is with EQ. What can you say? What difference do you notice? One is reduced. Yes, that's a very good observation. Any other? It's still reduction in level. The reason why there is a change in level is because we've cut some frequencies. Do you understand? And when we're checking those frequencies, you can hear that some frequencies actually like reflect more. They're a bit problematic. So let's do something now. I would have actually played something on or before. Play music. Oh, I don't have my playback here. Anyways, don't worry. Let's use this because I have a session here that I've mixed this so we can. I think we can use it.
Question.
Yes, sir.
So this frequency setting that we're doing now, where
Yes.
does that live on the mixer, or is that being, because you make the changes, right?
Yep.
That's
It's
saved on the
yeah. It's
automatically.
the EQ is. I put the EQ on the main bus. What is feeding the PA?
Okay.
Do you understand? The yes, the front of house. That's what it's front of house. I call it main PA, main speaker, your mains. What is feeding the congregation? That's what we are actually tuning essentially. Do you understand? So because we've put that EQ on it, we can save the setting. So let me save this now. I will just save this as tempo sound tuned, so that when I come back to it, I won't, and then because I spent some time to already mix the multi-track we are using, I have a profile for it that is mixed. The reason I'm doing that also is I'll show you that how it sounds before mixing and how it sounds after mixing, so that we're still working with that theory that what we are doing is we are making what sounds good to sound better. Your job is not to make what sounds bad good. You can't do that. It's only God that can make somebody that is bad good. Do you understand what I'm saying? That if the source is bad, if what is coming in is bad, you really okay. I I will just leave it that way. Okay, so let's take out this and let's play back. Because there is a lot of.
When I am dry, you fill my cup. You are my all in all. Let me hear you shout, Jesus. Oh, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Jesus, name above all names.
Have something like this in our church. I love the way it sounds. It can still sound better. Sorry. Okay. It can still sound better. Like it can still, but generally speaking, you could hear all the element of the music. If I have this in my church every Sunday, I'm good, right? It sounds. I can hear the kick, the bass is coming, and I'll show you all the elements. So now let me show you the other side. This is tunes because we've tuned the system a little bit. We've done some, so the clarity is better. So let's now go. Let me now load it without the system because I don't think I saved it. So 10% tunes, 10% mixed. Let me load the mix. We should have something on the broadcast too. Okay, it's going to sound different, but I will go back to that. It's still a little bit low. So you can hear that because I've not I've not EQ this, it's giving me that feedback. I'll just take this out. And I don't think this system is now not tuned now. Do you understand? So if I play the same music we played, and
Worthy is your name.
the difference is going to be a little bit subtle, but that effect, the delay is still coming. So let me load back my tune, and it's a little bit back and forth, but okay, the oscillator is still there. We don't want that. Let me update. Yep, and then play it back. If you listen critically, you notice that this sounds a little bit refined compared to the other one I play. There are some harsh frequencies that you can notice that they are there. Those harsh frequencies were the things we took out when we were tuning the system into the room. It might not be much, but on the long run, you will notice that, okay, I mean, you are enjoying the music better. Sometimes when people complain that the sound is loud, many times it's not that it's loud. It's that there are some harsh frequencies that is irritating people's ear. Or the music is not balanced. the sound is not balanced. It's because the challenge we have with congregations or what are you looking for? The laptop charger, right? Okay, I think we are back, but are we back online? I don't think live stream should go because no, live stream is still going on. Okay. Okay, computer did not come back. We have to turn computer down back. Okay, so as I was saying, sometimes it's not because it's too loud. Why am I having this? Somebody will have to help us to touch this. Where's the tallest here? No, don't bring it down. We can climb on something. Yes. Just see what's bringing. Not the zoom. That thing I showed you that time. No, the other top one. That one. Yep. I think it's supposed to. Oh, I think you've turned it off. Try it again. Is that that's the click I want. It's back. Okay. So let's adjust this one again. There's a lot of moving parts. So output camera 4. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so what do we have? Tune. We have tune there. Okay. Now, we spent 45 minutes and we've not mixed. So let's mix now. Favor, you are late. What happened? We are sorry, Studio One quit unexpectedly. Okay. Don't be sorry, it's marvelous. Okay, start normally. Start with option. I don't know whatever that means. Okay. All right. So, what do you think is the most important element of the music? Because, when we are mixing, you're not necessarily mixing your pastor's mic. That one is just one microphone. Pastor will be okay, right? Pastors, they will be fine, don't worry. His microphone is not as complex as praise and worship, right? So when we're talking about mixing, what we're actually talking about is praise and worship. So in the music, what do you think is the most important element? Anybody? Team lead vocalist, tempo, backup. Lead instrument. Okay, everybody. Yeah, I think I'll also go with the lead vocalist. It doesn't matter how the music is tied, how the backup. They can help, they can cover up, but if your lead vocalist is not good, it's because that's the person leading the band. That's the person leading the group. And they said everything rises and falls on leadership. Do you understand? So if your lead vocalist maybe fought with her husband or with his wife or with with his boyfriend or girlfriend, or was not in it, it's the atmosphere is down, everything is down, right? So, but I've also now noticed that for us as sound engineers, mixing engineers, when we want to sound check or want to do this, what do we normally start with? Anybody? We usually start with drums, and we start with the kick. Now, there are school of thought that say that I completely agree that the lead vocalist is the most important part first. So, now the relationship between your, especially drums, and your vocals is very important. Because in many cases, drum tends to be the loudest part of the music. Meanwhile, the lead vocal is actually supposed to be. So, there are some things we do when we are mixing that helps to mitigate that. That your drum is impactful. So, what we're looking for is being impactful, not being loud. That you can feel the impact of the drum. If I play this thing back now, sorry, I have to be adjusting the volume because the house is pretty loud.
Me up. When I am dry, you fill my cup. You are my all in all. Let me hear you shout, Jesus. Oh, Lamb of God, worthy is your name.
What's loud? What's the loudest? The lead vocal is loudest, but you can feel the drum. The drum is, the impact is there. You can't deny that the drum is. The bass, the impact is there. And the detailing in all the separation, the stereo imaging, everything is there, right? Now let me play for us. I don't think I've set up. Let me also quickly set up the other profile that is raw, and then we'll now start from that raw and see if we can journey into this. I actually took time to do the mixing for this one 2 days ago. I'm also using it to practice too. Okay, what are we going to talk about today? I discovered some things while even doing it. I discovered some plugins that I'm like, oh, this is here. I like the way it sounds. Let me use it, and I enjoyed the result I got. However, okay, because I reduced the mic, yeah. But you guys can hear me, right? It's the way it's set up now is even if you don't hear me in the house, they can hear me online. So that's one of the beautiful things I enjoy about this mixer. The flexibility is beyond the money. If you ask me, this is usually my first go-to to any major, small, and medium church. Because what you can do with this mixer, let me just show you something. On a channel, this is a channel, this is your channel, this is the channel kick. I have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 different plugins that I can use. And what that means is the advantage of that is I have more tools to work with. Do you understand? I stand a better chance to get better mix with this board than that. Do you understand? This one doesn't have what this has. And this is just one compression. So, and on each channel, I have access to use at least 2 compressions. The same thing, the same count, the same 26, 26. So I have options to choose. And I can choose what is going to best suit what I want to use it for. So the options are limitless. This is on the input side, this is on the channel input side. On the output side, the options are even enormous. Okay, I just want to make sure this thing is not singing. But let me see. I don't want to do too much back and forth. Now, when you want to mix, we've talked about the source. Who can remember what we say about the source? You can actually correct, make sure the source is good. But if the source is bad that is coming in, you are almost helpless, right? The only help you can do is go back to the source and correct it. For example, if the drum is not tuned, you can get the drum tuned, right? That is fixing the bad source. If a singer doesn't understand timing, the singer can go through training to understand timing. That is fixing the bad source. Because somebody that is singing off timing, you can't help that person. There is nothing you can do to fix that on the board. The person that is pitchy, that is singing flat or that is not on key, you can't help that person. I mean, there are auto-tune, there are pitch correction on the board, but they have limitations. right? So what to do to that is let the person go through maybe vocal training, equip the person. Do you understand? The drummer that has bad tone when he's playing the drum, let them go to class again and learn again. Sometimes it's the rudiment, it's the basic that are really important. The person that is playing bass that is missing their note or their touch on the bass is not there yet. Let them keep rehearsing, They will get there by God's grace. So we can do something to the source. But in a live event that the event is going on and your drum is not tuned and that's what's coming into the mixer, you can't do anything to that. You're helpless at that point, right? But before the event, before the show, we can always fix the bad source. Do you understand? Now, let's now assume that our source is good. And that was what I wanted to show with the raw footage. I actually wanted to show you how the raw sounded. We've listened to the mix. Everybody like it. So let's try and also listen to the raw. I will need to move around, but that's fine. It's part of the training. So I have this. It has not been mixed. It has not been processed on the board. Yes, it's just what is recorded that is coming in. And then I'll just adjust the level accordingly. So let's load this. So something is coming now. Yep. So you should have something. Check. We now have something. So you see, routing is another aspect that is pretty interesting. If you understand routing, you have my heart because not many people understand that aspect. And routing just gives you flexibility to do things. You can move things around easily and quickly. So let me just now. What I'm doing now with this channel, you can hear the way this microphone is sounding, right? What can you tell me about how it's sounding compared to before we switched? Anybody? It's bossy, yeah. So resonance is not necessarily the accurate word. He used the accurate word. It's bossy. It's not clear. It's not as clean or as in a layman language as clean as it used to be. So what is responsible for that is there's some frequency that we don't need to hear that is there. So the first thing you do when you are EQing is your high pass filter. Once we put an high pass filter on this channel and we roll off the frequency, you will hear the difference quickly. Can you hear it now? Did you see that? I roll out the rumble. There's a rumble on the low end. And we're also going to see that will be the first level of our mixing, that with good gain structure, with good high pass filter, you are almost halfway of your mixing. You are almost there. If your source is good, right? And you know how to use high pass filter, you know how to do proper gain structuring, believe you me, you will see what we can achieve with that. This PA is not tuned now, so I'll also quickly just tune it out, and then I just take out this part. Yeah, it's usually this part. You see that it's cleaner now. This is what I just did. Listen to the difference. So this is EQ'd. This is not EQ. So I think I should be good with that. Let's also see if we can just insert an EQ here. Yep, graphic EQ, and see what we can do. This time around, there's no time to use pink noise. I just know the frequencies that's kind of, I think something around 80. We cut a little bit of 80, we cut a little bit of this. And I can also just be saying check mic 1, 2, and then just be listening to how it responds. But because it's only my voice, it's not going to give us accurate data. That's why we use pink noise. Because when we say pink noise has flat response, meaning from 20 to 20 kilohertz, they have the same intensity. So it will give us accurate representation of what we are trying to achieve. Now, my own voice, if you look at the response of my voice, most of my voice is concentrated in the mid and the high mid range. Do you understand? So it's not like the accurate, it won't give me accurate representation of what the whole spectrum is supposed to sound like. But we just manage with that. At least I remember some of the frequencies we caught when we were doing, yes, I know we caught some of this, some of 1K here. I know 2K was a bit problematic, 3.5. And I think we should be fine with that. Yeah. Okay. Yep, okay. So this is raw. Now, let's go back. Okay. So, now, this is flat. Nothing, no processing on each channel. So this is the kick. This is the kick raw. Like, I've not processed the kick now. Now, if you listen to this kick, if I have this kick, if you ask me, this kick doesn't sound bad. Do you understand? It doesn't. It's not necessarily bad. I can make it sound better, but it's coming in good. The whole thing that I need to mix is there. I can hear the punch, although I may need to do some few things to refine that punch to make it more punchy. If we look at this, the snare is coming in. The recording is good. I don't have too much bleed. I can hear the hi-hat here and there, but it's not that bad. So if I what's that? What do you say? It can be a burden, but I have all the things that I need to mix. That means this recording was properly done. We actually spent time to take care of each input. Where is my microphone low? I need it to be a bit louder in the broadcast. So this is what I would do. Broadcast. Check, check, check. Hey, hey, hey. Yep, it should be louder there now. And I also did something here, bus 3, so that I can send bus 3 also to my broadcast and increase. Check, check, check. And increase the level. I just want people, I wanted my voice to be louder than the background, whatever is playing in the background. I need to gain this up a little bit more. Okay. Yep. Okay. I think it's better now. So, are we still playing? Yeah, we're still playing. So, what I would do now is I'll just level everything out. Had the kick, how all the element of the music. This is raw. We're just starting to mix. right? Let's introduce the kick. There is kick, there is snare, there is hi-hat. I just solo hi-hat out. Okay. High tom, mid tom, floor top. They just overhead. The bass. Now, what I did with the bass for this recording is I tracked the bass twice. So I took the bass out of the bass amp, and I also took it out of the DI. Now, somebody asked me, why did I do that? The reason why I did that is because sometimes, because of the preference of the person playing the bass, on the bass head, the person, I'm taking posts from the bass head, so the person has already mixed their own bass to their taste. And I also still want the ability to also do some mixing on my hand. So I took the bass also directly from the source. So I have two channels. So what that avails me is that I can take what the person makes. If I'm not 100% satisfied with the way it's sounding, he is happy with it, I still have my bass DI. So I can now mix it, I can blend it together to achieve what I believe is the best for the house. Because the house is my responsibility. Let me also ask this question. Between the congregation, the musician, and the broadcast, which one do you think is more important? In order of priority. So, yes.
It could be congregation, then depending on the number of people that watch your stream.
Okay. So we we don't want to put all those constraints. Which one is more important? Team congregation, team broadcast, team musician. Congregation, who else? Broadcast. Who else?
Yeah, broadcast, sometimes you have few people just watch.
Now, it's a highly contestable distance between broadcast and congregation. But if you ask me, I will first go with the congregation. Now, because this is the reason, this is my own bad. It's not, there's no right or wrong answer, but I just introduced broadcast because broadcast has become a thing now. You know, before it used to be either musician, which one is more important between the musician and the house. The house will always take precedence. How? Why? Because number one, if the energy or the spirit in the house is not right, it's also going to translate to broadcast. We might not feel it, but because it's a church, it's spiritual. If you are a discerning person that is watching online, you know that something is not right. Even if you have a separate setup for your broadcast online, do you understand what I'm saying? So the reason why it is the congregation is they are the first partaker. Now, the reason why online is now important now is that somebody that has never seen your church before and is in Kuala Lumpur can go on the internet and stumble on your church. And that is the first presentation or representation of your church that they will see. 2-3 years ago, we're considering maybe inviting Dunsi Oyekon. So I got in contact with his PA or his management people. Do you know the first thing they ask for? Send us the YouTube link of your church. And I'm like, I'm not going to send you that. I ain't going to send you nothing. Because why did they ask? They don't need to come to our church. They just need to see YouTube, and it will give them a representation of how our music is. And that's why broadcast is now important. In fact, your broadcast has potential of reaching times 1 million of the people that are in the church. The potential that is on broadcast now is unlimited. And that's why we also need to pay attention. How many of us know that? I'm going to be careful with what I want to say, but it's been on my mind. if I go on YouTube and I see a church broadcast, I can quickly say whether it's a redeemed church or not. How many of us can agree with me? No shade on Redeemed Church. I attend Redeemed Church. But does anybody understand what I'm trying to say? You will just know that it's a Redeemed Church. We are changing that narrative now. And that's one of the reasons why we are having this. That, or not even a religion, this is a predominantly black church. Maybe let me even use that so that it will touch everybody. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? That in terms of the music, in terms of the setup, there just a number of few churches that have dedicated time, resources, human, every form of resources to make sure that when you get into their broadcast, you have something catches you that, okay, there's something here. Right? And believe you me, the way the attention economy works now, you need probably 3, 4, 5 seconds. That's it. Once you are there and the vibe is not there, you have moved to. They are getting the attention economy is hot cake now. So that's why we need to put in all we can to improve. Before I move to the mixing again, let me just share another thing with you. That I think 2-3 weeks ago, a church called me. He said, "Please come and help us." How many of us were in Sing, Regina? We were there. How many of us listened to the broadcast? The broadcast was sweet. I did the broadcast, so yeah, it was sweet. And the person, as the program was going on, was messaging me, "How can we get this in our church?" I said, "We can get it. But if I set up this thing in your church, you won't like it." And you ask me why. It's the same setup, but different musicians. The guys that were playing in that concert are tight. Do you understand? So if you have good setup or good broadcast setup for I don't want to use the word mediocre, but mediocre is English. I'm not abusing for a mediocre level of musicianship. What that will show is it will show their level of music. So I told this person that when I set it up, I'll come and I'll bring my setup, I'll set it up, and what I tell you is everybody's secret will be revealed. That's just what it means. Because number one, the setup will increase the resolution online. So if you are the one that is singing, that is pitchy, it will show. Because now the resolution is like a magnifying lens that will now zoom in into you. If I also told him that it also will show how your musical level as a church. And when we set it up, we did it. He came to me and said, "You are right." It shows that the drummer still has a long way to go in terms of playing drums. The tightness of the musicians, the gap was there. You could see that they are not tight. The vocalist and the backup, it shows that. Do you understand? So why did I get to that point? Is that we're doing level now. We've not even done any processing. All we are just doing is, which I've not even do iPass. I just believe that because the reason why I'm not doing gain structuring here is because the signal is already digital signal. I don't want to go into too much detail of that because this is 1:30, and I really want to stop at least at most 2:00, and then we'll probably take 5-minute break, and then we'll spend another 30 minutes. We'll group ourselves into 3, and you guys will mix. Is anybody ready to mix? Yeah, you'll mix, and then we'll listen to your mix. Yeah, so what we're doing is we believe the gain is good. That's because it's a pre-recorded something. And what we're doing is what we call virtual sound check. That I don't need musicians here. I have musicians already on my computer. So I'm using them to mix. One advantage of having this kind of system is you can also use it to practice. even at the comfort of your, if you have access to a mixer and you have the files, you can you can it's a good tool to practice to see, okay, how does compression sound in the mix. And mind you, I also need to quickly say this, that the goal when you are mixing is not that the kick sounds good on its own. It's that the kick sounds good in the mix. The analogy I normally give, how many of us know jollof rice? All of us, right? How many of us like jollof rice? We all like jollof rice. Some people like to taste tomato in their jollof rice, right? Some people. Some people like the taste of onions. Some people like to taste seasoning. But a well-cooked jollof rice will have the taste of everything blended together in a good manner. The reason why I said that is, how do you know that your mix sounds good? Anybody have any thought? How do you know that this mix that you just mix, how do you judge it that it's good? You have everything, clarity. Then how do you define those things? What is your reference? The people, that's one. But the people too, many times, to be sincere with you, many people in the congregation don't even know what they want. I've been doing this enough to know that many people, but when it sounds good, this is how you know that you are doing a good job, when there is no complaint. That's your feedback, that you are doing a good job. 1 or 2% will still complain anyways, even if you are doing a good job. Just FYI. This is how you know that this is one of the ways. That's why I mentioned reference. You have a reference mix in your mind. Because, see, when you are mixing, is like you are flying a plane to a destination. You have a destination in mind. If you don't have a destination in mind, you can't be a good mixing person. You need to have a reference in your mind that. So what that means is you need to know how a kick should sound in a mix. You need to know how bass guitar should sit in a mix. You need to know how electric guitar should be in a mix. Sometimes I have a lot of back and forth with saxophonists and electric guitar people. Because many of them don't understand that their instrument is a solo instrument. So when they are playing, they will say, I can't hear myself. You hear a sax, you hear an electric guitar more when you are soloing, when they are soloing. But when the music is going, they also still want to be following. People need to be trained. That's just it. Sometimes it can really be frustrating that when we're doing praise and worship and you also want to be playing sax along with them, it doesn't add dynamics to the music. Do you understand? But when they give you an open and you play your sax, the guy on the mixer will push you up. And when you're done, he'll push you back into the mix. Because in a mix, if you can hear the saxophone above the mix, the sax is too loud. The only thing that we want to hear above every other person is who? The lead vocal. Every other thing should be in the mix. And then that's why we are doing this. That even in the mix, it's like you're solving a puzzle. You're putting every element in a space. So that when we listen to it, you hear what we just listened to. We could hear everything, yet we could still hear them as one. That's what a mix is. So that's the goal. So when you are mixing towards a reference. Now, how do you build a reference? Anybody? Favor? There are actually two. You listen to good mix. That's how to build reference. So as a mixing person, you listen to good. So what you're training your mind is, you're training your mind how you mix. So you notice that you tend to mix to whatever genre of music you listen to. So that's why if you're doing this professionally, you need to expand your genre. You need to expand your library. Because when you want to mix for a reggae artist, it's going to be different from R&B, from church CCM. There are some nuances that you need to put into consideration when you're mixing. I think I'm saying too much of theory, but let's. So yeah. So we have the bass there. Okay. We have the pad as the piano. So you notice that even before we mix, we can the element of the mixing is already there. What we're only doing, we're just adjusting the volume. So look, lead vocal,
Jesus,
BGB.
let all heaven and earth proclaim. Kings and kingdoms shall pass away. For there is something about your name. Kings and kingdoms say, Oshubarere, Kábíyèsí mojú.
Yeah. Any feedback? So this is raw. We just did level. Now let's just quickly do some EQing, maybe a little bit of compression. We may not be able to go into the deep, but yeah. One of the major tools that you need in mixing is your EQ. You need to understand how EQ works. If you understand how EQ works and you understand how compression works, and part of knowing what EQ does is knowing the different type of filters that we have. Now we have different type of EQs or what we call filters. Now when you are EQing, what are you doing? You are trying to, it's like you're trying to refine that channel. Like make it pure. Just like you picked raw gold. It is gold, it's valuable, right? But it's not yet as valuable as it ought to be until it is refined, right? Now you now have different carats, different grades of purification. Do you understand? So two people can mix a kick and they will sound different. You will prefer one to another. Do you understand? So let's try. I don't know why this soloing is not coming out of this thing, but this is what we'll do. I'll just bring down everything and then we'll just do the kick. Yeah, so like I said, I think I appreciate everything that is coming in, although there are some things that I don't appreciate. Now, when I'm mixing drums, kick, this is what I do. Essentially for drums, and even most of other things, before I introduce compression, I try to EQ. And I'll tell you the reason why. If I compress before EQing, what compression does, one of the things compression does is compression compresses, brings down the loud part of this thing. It also boosts the quiet part. There's some compression, there is some compression setting that can also boost the quiet part. So because I'm EQing, I'm taking out what I don't want. So I don't want to add that into my compression. So that's why I EQ first. There is usually this debate, should we EQ first, should we compression first? But this is the reason why I do this. Now, one of the reasons why you know you are becoming better at mixing or not is that, number one, you have an explanation to what you're doing. You know the reason why I'm adding this compression to this channel, or why I'm adding extra compression, is to achieve this result. And when you do it, you achieve that result. I have a lot of story to tell, but our time is going. So let's look at the kick. I need to put it where there is kick. Okay, kick is coming. Yeah, that's kick. So I'll first EQ. Now, the good thing about this mixer again is that I can arrange how my processing is. I can arrange where the EQ is. I'm not sure if you can see exactly what I'm doing. Is it possible to zoom in on just this screen alone? Let's try and see. it will be good for people to just be able to see. We can zoom in. Okay. I think we can. And
Okay, let's bring it down.
mm, mm, not even that. I don't know. This thing is supposed to be able to come in like this. Can we bring the that one in? Yeah. What's that? Um, video mixer. I've not done that before. Because this is program view. What I mean is, let's just bring the whole thing just down a little bit. Yeah, people. You know what? Let's do this. Let's also do this. Yep. And then, auntie, supposed to cover this. Oh, that's the highest zoom, right? Okay, it's not a zoom lens. Okay. um, uh-oh. We are not recording. Why is there no memory card? Okay. It's like we have pressed spoil. Yeah, we probably need to go help. This leg is not moving down. There's supposed to be a way to move this just down. It's okay. We just, I think that's better. Yep. Okay, so kick. Now, if I bring up the EQ, you can see where the energy is saturated more. Now, however, there's some part of the energy that we don't need. You see, I've taken out all the punching, all the low hand. But usually I try to cut up to about around 30. And then instead of boosting, if the source is good, all that you need is in the source. But when it comes to drums, sometimes we need to boost some things to emphasize some part of the frequency we want to emphasize. But this is how what we do essentially. You are trying to look for the bad frequency. You see that when I boosted that part, it doesn't sound good, right? That's where the low hand is. That's where the main energy is, but we don't necessarily need to boost that. Here, somewhere around here, I don't like what I'm hearing here. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why. Do you like that? How does that sound? It sounds cleaner. Why? Because we just took out what doesn't sound good in that space. So you can hear the difference. Let me put it back. The kick is there. Look at the difference. Hear the difference. So it's cleaner. It's more defined now. Do you understand? Can you hear that? It's more defined. We're still not there yet. There's still a number of things to do. Now, because this is drum, I forgot something. I'm not going to do EQ first. But because we are dealing with drums, I'll do gate first. And there is a reason for that. What do we use gate for? Anybody? We use gate, just like the name gate. You want to, you can hear the kick now. You can hear that some hi-hat is coming in, some snare is coming in. We want to clean those one out. So I use gate. So this is the gate I just discovered, and I normally use the regular gate, but this one, I think I like what it's giving me. You see that when I turn it on, you see this thing, it closes. You see that nothing is coming in. We can't hear anything anymore until maybe the person hits the kick. Let's get to where. Can you hear that? Other things have been taken out. That's what gate does. So in the gate, you have what we call a threshold. So we set the threshold to the point where it's only what we want to come through is coming through. It's only the kick that is coming through now. There are some other settings anyway, but I just want some of the basic one that is really important. Threshold in certain gate, and there is something called some time-based parameters, like the we don't have it here. The release, the attack, yes, the release, the attack, and the hold, and the range in terms of in terms of kick. But you can see that if we take out the gate and we take out the EQ, you can hear the difference, right? So we are mixing towards something. We are getting towards something. It's a bit dry now, but because we are mixing alone now, we'll now listen to it in relative to the old mix. Do you understand? And see how it sounds. And then compression. Can you hear the difference between the compression? It makes it more compact, right? If I take this out, it's tighter. It's a bit tighter, and then I put fast attack and a little bit of hold, and let's see how that does. Now we can just take a pause on the kick. Now what we just did is we just try to refine the kick to sound better, right? If we compare it to how it sounded initially with how it's sounding now, I just take this one out, take this one out, take this one out. See, this sounds raw. It sounds like somebody that is not yet trained. But now you've gone to school, you've gone to medical school, you're now almost becoming a doctor to start earning plenty money, right? Everybody likes money. So even if I want to do this, now I normally just add this part to my kick, just to give that, you can hear that attack part, that I want to hear that part. Yeah. Usually, generally speaking, low mid is not helpful. So I think even this compression is too much. Just light compression. Yep, so we have that. Let's go to snare. So I'll be faster now. I actually like the way this snare sounds, to be sincere. But let's put the gates here too. You notice that the gates also has cleaned out some of the ambient sound. It makes it cleaner. Yeah. I want it to. And then I put high pass. Uh-oh. Okay, where is the snare? Snare. Sure. Okay. Now, if you look at this frequency response of the snare, let's see something here. The highest peak here is around 246. That is the fundamental frequency of the snare. What's that? Which camera? That first camera is out. Battery. Where is our brother, our host? I think it's battery. Okay. Yeah, we should still be fine. So you can hear you can see the fundamental frequency. So you have that fundamental frequency based on how the snare is tuned. In some cases, because you can tune it a little bit higher, that fundamental frequency is higher. And in most cases, what cause problem, what we are trying to take out in the mixing are the harmonics. Harmonics are the multiplication of the fundamental. Are you a science person? You're shaking your head. Do you know harmonics? Eh? A little bit, yeah. So harmonics are multiple of fundamentals. You can have even harmonics or odd harmonics, or even in between. Like if your fundamental frequency is 200, your even harmonic will be times 2. Your odd harmonic will be times 1, times 3, times 5, like that. Some of those harmonics are what constitutes to what doesn't make it sound cleaner. So you can see the fundamental frequency of our this thing. Sometimes those information are very, very important into EQing. So we want to look for where this, you see it sounded like plastic here. Can you hear that? So we take that. Can you hear the difference? It's already cleaning out. It sounds a little bit more refined. I want a bit more of some high end. Yeah, yeah. I, o- I only use 2 band here to really mix this one. I'm just doing something quickly so that I can be done in the next 10 minutes, and then I'll put some compression. I think I like the way this particular one sounded when I was mixing it that time, and I put some gate, yeah. Now, did you notice something now? Something changed. Who can tell me what changed now? What just changed now? The tone. You notice that the person that was playing was not playing as hard as when we started mixing. So when we're doing sound check and you're telling the person, give me your hardest hit and give me your softest hit, what you're trying to get the dynamic range. Because that will play in. So some of these, they have little details, but they eventually add up. So that's why we're saying the quality of the musicians also. So when you say someone that's a professional drummer, they know their hardest hit and they know their softest hit. They know how to hit. Do you understand? Brother, we're looking for that battery is out. Do we have battery to the camera? Yeah, it's your camera. Yeah, that camera is out. Yeah, this is the one that is going out because of broadcast. Yeah, I believe they have camera. Yeah. So do you understand? I just noticed that, and I just wanted us to pay attention to it. So let's go back to the hard hit. Now that we've done some work with our snare, let's bring it together with the kick. You can hear it's becoming rich now. The punch, the snare is coming together. So let's add our hi-hat. Usually hi-hats, I don't usually do much with hi-hats. If I need to get it, but most times I don't. Just put high pass on hi-hat, and some people even boost this part just to get more eyes on it, but I don't know. I can. Yeah, I'll just do this. Nothing much on the hi-hat, even no compression, because, and then tom. Let's do tom. Yes, sir. No, I didn't get the hi-hat. Usually because most times hi-hat mic, there's what we call close micing. Most times hi-hat pick what hi-hat need to pick. In fact, it's the hi-hat that bleeds into other instrument. Most times. So if I do, the thing is, in mixing, sometimes less is more. If you don't have to use a processor, because see, all this processing we are adding, they are also adding some artifact into the mix also, and you want to cut down. So usually, if I don't need to, except maybe the drum is not properly mic'd, and I notice that the microphone is picking up what it's not supposed to pick up, that's when I will get it. But it depends on how it is mic'd. That's why I say it depends on how it is. If it is mic'd in a way that is picking up other things, then definitely get it. But in this recording, what was coming in alone was essentially the hi-hat. Okay, the snare is coming in a little bit. Probably a bit. Let's see. So the hi-hat is as high, almost high as. So if you want to add gate to it, you're going to kill the vibe. So just because another thing we also need to know is that because you are dealing with live music, you don't want it to sound too refined too. That live, in fact, that's why we also always introduce crowd mic, especially for broadcast, because you want the person watching online to also have a feel that of what is going on in the room. So this bleeding here and there, sometimes they are still, acceptable. Do you understand? We use gates to clean up, but you don't want to clean up too much, right? I mean, there is something like too much cleaning. So let's do our tom. I'm just going to put the music where the tom is loud. I want to hear that. That's so definitely with the tom, I will start with the gates. That one is even with it. Yeah, that's loud. You see that it's a bit cleaner. Things are still escaping, but I mean that's why I said there's no perfect. You don't have perfect two. You just have two that can help you mix better. So then we can also see the fundamental frequency of this one. I'll leave the fundamental before. Fundamental is where the real tone is. Yeah, you can see the fundamental is around 200. Yeah, it's around 200. You can hear with that. I want to hear it again. That snare is really coming in. Yeah. Can you hear the difference now? When I took out that frequency, it brought the tone, and I just had just a little bit of high hand with my thumb. You see what I did with high thumb here? What I did with high thumb here, I can copy this to low thumb, just move the frequency, just move it back a little bit. And if the drum is properly tuned, you'll be good. Because they sound similar. The only thing is the difference between their frequency response or the frequency range. So what this shape that I have here, if I replicate it on tom 2 and I just shift it down, once I locate the fundamental frequency, it will sound good. So let's try that. Our gates. Let me just use this one. So you see that it's coming in. The gate is working the way it's supposed to work, which is good. I like that. And then the EQ. You can see our fundamental frequency here. Where is it? That one is around, it's between 150-ish. So, what I'm cutting, where is it? So yeah, come through. Just listening out for, if it is live, yeah, you see that. If it is live, we will only have the tone play. Do you understand? That's just the only thing. But I'm listening. I'm listening out to where that tom two comes in to hear what I need to take out. We'll hear it now. Yeah, come. Big, 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 big. I think I like the tone I'm hearing now. So I open the rest. It's getting there, right? It's making more sense. That's mixing. We are 2 o'clock. Should we continue? Should I jump to another instrument and so that we can the bass. Let's Favor likes the bass. Let's do the two bass. So this is the bass amp and this is the DI. You can hear the difference. You can hear that's the bass head. This is the DI. This one sounds naturally from what is coming from the bass, and that's actually what I want, so that I can blend it together with what the musicians has mixed. I think I like the sub harmonics that was coming from the bass head, so just blend it together and without mixing. I've not even done anything. I just blended those two together. You see that it already sounds good. So I just need to maybe clean up. I'm not using gate here, just a little bit of EQ here and there. And then this overhead. I just want to quickly rush through it. I'm really liking the way it's sounding, really. Yeah. Sincerely, if you have good source, especially when it comes to bass electric keyboard, you really don't have much of tweaking to do. You see, I just put those two bass on flats. If probably I need to boost something, maybe just a little, but I think I'm okay with what I'm hearing. And I tune the PA. So the PA is my reference, it's giving me the feedback. The room also is responding well. I'm like, this is sounding okay. Yeah. It might not sound because this condition when I mix the other one that I showed you, I'll use a headphone to mix those ones. So there might be a little bit, but the goal is to have a good mix. So let's make progress. Acoustic. Can you hear that? You can see the power of EQ. It's just cleaning it things for us. Like just clean it. And what I do with acoustic guitar, because it's acoustic, I don't think I need. It's not picking up much of this thing because acoustic is on the stage, but I'll just use some compression here. You can add some warm to heat, and then just a regular compression. I think think I like the way. But let me show you something here. Can you hear this? There is a before the part came in, there's a ground buzz. So when we were recording, I noticed it. I think Favor was with me that day. I asked him, there's a ground coming into the recording, but we have the pad now. Okay. If I need just to boost it a little bit in terms of, yep. Now, listen to how the keyboard sounds. Naturally, without the processing. I already like it. I just need to just take some rumble out because there is bass guitar. So there is no need for the bass end of the piano to be competing with the bass guitar. What we are doing when we are mixing is we are creating space for each instrument to stand. So I don't need that low end in the piano. There is bass already, right? And then, yeah, this is a little bit harsh. I just cut 82 of it. That thing is still sending ground buzz. Let me go to. We'll blame Favor. Favor didn't capture it. I'm just kidding. Okay. So what do we think? We're getting there, right? So where's the loop? Let's bring in the loop. Now look at the loop. Look at that spectrum of the loop. You see that it's just between I mid and I. So there's no reason why this should go into the sub. And because it's already because it's loop, it's already most likely mixed and something. You just put high pass filter and just make sure that the level is good. Sometimes if I need more level, there are some type of compression that I use to boost their level. And just put a little bit of dynamics just to control it not to go too high. And that solved the problem. Now let's go to the of them all, the vocal.
Just give him honor. Give him a praise.
Okay.
Give him adoration.
Now for vocals, I don't use gate for vocals. It's just my own personal preference. I would rather convert that gate to a compression. I would rather use 2 compression for a vocal than using a gate. It just gives me more dynamics because I want as much dynamic in the vocal, especially if I'm mixing with someone that is good, I know what they are singing, which in this case is so I will change another thing with mixing vocal is also that you don't also need to use too much. If this vocal is good, your microphone is good, see what we're going to cut. We're just going to cut maybe 2 parts. I think I'm good. Except if I just want to, maybe in the mix, maybe the high end is a bit missing. When I listen to it in the mix, I can just. But this is dangerous in live setting because if the PA is not properly tuned and you boost the high, you are setting yourself up for feedback. Do you understand? But because I can play around with this because this is not live, it's pre-recorded, right? It's virtual soundcheck. So, in other words, don't try this at home.
God, we welcome you.
Yeah, so let's. Yep, I like this.
Awesome God. Hey. I honor you.
And I like using this.
I welcome you here. Cabo. Hey.
Let me try something. Did you see what I just did now? I changed because when I listened to the kick in the mix, I wasn't feeling the punch. So the compression that I use, I said no. I have one cheat. This is called Wave Designer. If I need more attack and I need more my kick to be more impactful, that's the word. You notice that once I put this thing in, we could hear it in the mix more. And I'm liking the way it's sounding. Right? Who else is liking the way it's sounding? We are all happy with it, right? Okay, let's. Yes, sir. Yes, I did. Yeah, that's what I mentioned that it's better to use two compressors and they compress slightly than using one and compress aggressively. Do you understand? That's yeah. In fact, they need to be paying me the way I advertise this mixer. This mixer is just you just get as much as possible. It's Behringer. This is the same thing as this is the compact. This is the big one. It's 48. This X32. This is the same thing as this is Wing. This mixer is one of the best thing. You know when they manufactured this in 2009, it was one of the best thing that happened to church music in those days. But they said, hold up, 10 years later or 11 years later, they brought this out. And the day I saw this mixer, I knew that this is a game changer. In fact, sir, this one is probably about 4 grand. This one is around 5 grand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The big one is around 5 grand ish. For the money, there is no mixer manufacturer. Yeah, oh, it's back order till November in Canada now. Uh-huh. It's back order. But some of us can get it. We know because we are in the business. you know, and the good thing is, see this board they're still about probably 60 to 70% of what it can do because every now and then they update the firmware. So what that means is that there's still more, there's still future in this board. In fact, this board is one of the manufacturer that started pushing the other manufacturers to start because 2 years ago I was in Denver. That was when they released Wave LV1. It was this, in fact, I was one of the first people to see that LV1 live. I was like, what Wave did also is they did something compact like this. They now they now beat everybody. They now put all their Wave plugins in that you can mix with Wave plug. If you don't know plugins, sorry, that's another story for another day. But the point is, this board, you can see the quality of what we're getting out of it. It's I I'm happy with it, and I really I'm curious to hear how this boss system sound in this space. Eh? It sound nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. Because the room is actually I like the room. The room is good. Sir? The same yeah, 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 yeah. That's good. Okay. That's just by the way. Sorry, it's distraction. So we have our lead.
We give you praise. We give you honor. Yeah, Aruba, Wajo. Yeah, Ledumare. Alade.
So what I would do is, for the BGVs, I would just mix one BGV and copy the process to the other ones, and and then So we now had the icing on the cake. I'm already 15 minutes late. The icing on the cake for mixing is the effect. Now, I also now have another cheat code that I do. That's why I said when I want to mix, what I do sometimes is I will now take my drums again. It's already mixed, it's sounding good, but I want to take it a little bit higher. I'll take all the drums, I'll send them to a bus. I'll now compress that bus. I'll put a compression, like a glue compression. So I'll now blend it with what I already have, and it now sounds better. Like, just take it a little bit higher. Now, if you don't know how that works, you might not need it. This already, we are happy with it. Everybody is happy. The church is already in the spirit. So don't take them out of the spirit. The rule of thumb is if it's working, except you know you are sure of what you want to change, leave it. Let it be. Let the sleeping dog. Right. Okay, so let's mix one BGV. Okay, so let's do. If you know the person singing, just do as if you don't know the person. So I usually just duplicate most of my. And then now another thing I do with vocals, BGV, is I try to pan them because I'm mixing in a stereo space. Just pan them here and there because, like we said, we're trying to fix everybody in different space. So when you pan here and there, you make room for everybody to shine. And then by the time we now put them together. So what I do for drum. Not necessarily. If I have two tenor, I won't pan them the same place. Just for them to occupy the space, right? And then it will sound fuller. There's actually a plugin also here that's called a doubler that can give you that kind of effect, but I don't use it. I just do panning. Just so if I have like 6 BGV and 222, I just pan them separately so that when they all come together, it sounds a little bit fuller. So this is what I would do. I'll just copy this. I'm not copying the pan. I'm not copying this. Copying the main, pre and post, and then I'm putting it in 1, 2, 3, 4. BGV. Yeah. Okay. Copy. So I have everything copied now. The only thing is I've not panned them. Just pan slightly. Just a little bit slightly, and then and then push them up.
I honor you. I welcome you here.
All right, icing on the cake effect. So I'll just use three effects: vocal effect, drum, verb, and delay. The other mixing that I did, I used four. I use vocal effect, drum, reverb. I use a short delay, and I use a long delay. Just because I had the time, but now we really don't have much time. So let's go to the effect. Now, there are different ways to set up effect, but the simplest way, I just put effect on a bus and just send it straight up. Yeah, just bus. So let's do this one. The first one, yeah, I'll use a vintage reverb. In most cases, some of the presets that comes with this thing, they're already good by themselves. But anyways, now let me change this. Let me do split reverb for the drum, and then stereo delay, and then on the user effects. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I have those three. Okay, so this is vocal reverb. I put all the vocals on it. If I have the chance, sometimes I put different reverb for the lead, but there's really no need. And drums, I put reverb on the kick sometimes. Yes, just a little. Now, what reverb what effect does is, we are saying one of the things we use reverb to do is actually to do what we call 3D mixing. We use it to position element in the mix. So if I want to push something back, I'll put more reverb on it. It will go back in the mix. So you hear it as if you are hearing it from far. If I want to make it come front, I won't put as much reverb in it. So we also use reverb also to just to position things and it just sounds a little bit more amazing. Yeah. I just use reverb on toms too and snare and yes, you're saying something. Yeah, I just set it up here. So I can tap delay, time set my delay, and then. So that's the icing on the cake. There's no time to put the other icing. So we'll. So any question before we group ourselves in three? At least we should do another 30 minutes to mix. While we to do that, where are those digital snakes? I brought the blue one, two black one. Yeah, please. Let's quickly grab them so that we can connect these guys together. Can we take 5-10 minutes just to stretch our leg? I hope this is what's our time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any question, any thought, any?
My question is, this is for front of house.
Yeah.
How do we sort out online?
Hey. So if you're online, we are coming.
That word again.
We are on break now. Let me just mute my microphone. So, yep, this is mixing time. Everyone is mixing. Which means it's just part. And then 13, 14 is E piano.
Please help me honor my husband.
We honor you.
They're not using
We welcome you here.
We give you praise. We give you honor. Abba Father.
Yeah, ladies. The two ladies. Have they gone?
Just give him honor. Give him a praise.
Yeah, so if you
Give him
want me to
adoration.
give you
We thank you, Abba
a
Father.
good tip, just do your level first. Bring up all your inputs, balance the level first, so that at least if your time is not enough, you have something to
Thank
play.
you.
And then we'll record what you do in the flash drive and we'll listen to it. Yes. Yeah, it's like library as in load another library.
Okay.
The name is not,
It says
it
what?
doesn't transfer. It's only signal is it's only data is sent. Okay, your mixer is expert too. Okay.
beautiful King. We worship you. We welcome you here. Come on, come.
Arúgbó ọjọ́, Elédùmarè, aládé wúrà o. help me honor my husband.
awesome God. We honor you. We welcome you, King. Come, beautiful King.
Worthy is your name. Jesus. Firm foundation. Worthy is your name. Jesus.
beautiful King. We worship you. We welcome you here. Come on, come.
Arúgbó ọjọ́. Elédùmarè. Aládé wúrà o. Káàbọ̀, káàbọ̀. Arúgbó ọjọ́. Elédùmarè aṣọ́re. Aládé o. Káàbọ̀, aládé ògo. Káàbọ̀, aládé ògo. One more time. Aládé
beautiful King. We worship you. We welcome you here. Come on, come.
Arubo
beautiful King. We worship you. We welcome you here. Come on, come.
check, check, check. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yep, 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 yep. Check, check. So,
You will reduce the space. That's your.
oh, you prefer the comp? We can bring that down. In fact, we can show down this one too.
It was better. It was the top of. It was the top. When you buy it, it's not old. Oh yeah.
The shoe that I found.
This one?
No, the other one.
Okay. So